What's your biggest ick? Because mine is meat. Not necessarily eating meat, more like interacting with meat. For example, you know the sensation of taking mince and then squishing it into meatballs or patties? Or when you have to take a full Nando's chicken and then break it up into its pieces with a knife?
No! God, please, no!
Ultimate ick. Therefore, I've always walked around telling people that I don't like cooking. And I've come to the grand realization that that's just not true. I can cook, just not with meat. And that's predominantly the reason why I'm starting Veganuary 2025.
What is Veganuary?
It's Vegan January. So with this Veganuary series, I'll be practicing cooking without the perils of having to interact with meat. And because I'm technically a pastry chef, we're also going to be baking. So join me, your favorite internet chef, every Wednesday and Saturday for a creative new vegan recipe. And make sure to follow so that you don't miss out on any of the kitchen chaos. My elder sister, who I haven't seen in 4 months, is about to come back from a 16-hour road trip all the way from Cape Town to Gauteng. So let's make a vegan Oreo cake to welcome her. The recipe also calls for vegan buttermilk, which I've never heard of before. Apparently, you can mix soy milk and lemon juice and it'll turn into buttermilk. I don't know if you guys can see, that's definitely curdling. Wah! Y'all know that TikTok song of I'm from the ghetto. I'm from the ghetto. When I tell you this vegan butter block is tea, I bought like 50 of them before I started this challenge. Fun fact, this little handheld mixer was actually bought before I was born. Now time for the applesauce. It acts as a binder in the same way that eggs do. I've got 160 grams of Oreos here that need to be crushed. Top tip for the girlies, instead of using a blender, you're gonna harness all of the sadness and anger that you have from those 2 boys who ghosted you in 2024 and let it out on the Oreos full blast. All done. Guys, only today am I realizing that like half of my baking equipment is all blue. I don't think that this is the correct texture, so I'm gonna add more buttermilk. Honestly, I should have just listened to my gut. First of all, I knew that this texture was wrong, and secondly, I've never come across a baking recipe that calls for buttermilk and doesn't use bicarbonate of soda. The two go together in order to make something rise. But I was trying to be a good little chef and follow the recipe to a T. Anyway, we started making ermine buttercream, which is boiled flour, milk, and sugar, and then you whip some butter in there. In general, these ones are way more melanated than the one in the picture for the recipe, but it's okay, because what did they say on hairspray? Blacker the berry, sweeter the juice. Oh, it's pretty flat. What if that means it's dense? Oh, it's a bit dense. Yo, guys, this cake is so dense. Goats just need a bit of humbling sometimes when you're just so good at everything. There's always that one dessert that reminds you, hey Pookie, you still got some stuff to learn in culinary school. Mark my words, me and this cake, we're gonna have a rematch after my first semester. Anyway, so long, fare thee well, pip pip cheerio. I will see you in my next video. So long, so long, you make me a okay? It is day 8 of Veganuary, so let's make some vegan pulled pork and fat pork. But it's not actual pork because it's vegan. Baking bread is second nature to me. However, I still don't necessarily know how to cook pap. In the context of South Africa, I feel like pap is more of a basic to be able to know how to cook before bread. I forgot the recipe called for warm water, so now I need to start a kettle. We got the goods.
Me too. When I went on her page and seen her pictures, I said, "Oh, jump scare."
Then we put my little dough baby inside of here. And we're gonna leave it to rise for as long as I feel like, honestly. Now it's time for the fun part. How do you make vegan pork? Enter jackfruit. It smells like lychees.
Hey, let me test this. How does it taste?
It tastes like if a chicken breast was covered in lychee juice. I want to caramelize the onions, so it's gonna take a bit of time. Let's start with that first. Okay, the onions are on the stove. Let's start shredding the jackfruit. Guys, it even feels like chicken. Here is the shredded up jackfruit. Then we're using 1 cup of this Braai barbecue sauce from Woolworths.
This umami yet sweet, sticky plum flavor paired perfectly with the spicy peppers I added. But the other options in Woolworths based in dip range like lemon and herb and peri peri prego would be just as delicious. They have 2 enticing marinades that I can't wait to try with my tofu roasts, and best of all, both of these options are 100% vegan.
Okay, so the dough has risen quite a bit, so now we're just gonna take it out, shape it into small little balikis, and then let it rise once more before we fry it. Are you ready? It's official. This recipe I'm definitely going to be using throughout the year, not only during Veganuary. It literally tastes like meat. I could be fooled. One of the next Veganuary videos is fried as well, so leave down in the comments what you think it is. It is a sweet dessert. So long, fare thee well, pip pip cheerio. I will see you in my next Veganuary video. The best way I'm able to describe a vegan apple galette is kind of if apple pie had a really cool cousin who went to go study abroad in France, and then a few months later she came back. Now she's too cool to speak her mother tongue. Now she dresses very differently. However, we still love her. She's still down for the vibes. The last time I tried to make a galette, this is where I made my first and biggest mistake.
If you slice the apples too thin on this side of a grater, they'll cook really fast and turn mushy in the oven. If you don't have an adjustable mandolin like me, I recommend slicing medium pieces by hand for the best results.
All the other galette recipes I've seen make you leave the apples to macerate in a bowl with sugar, but this one is actually requiring a stovetop, so let's see how that goes. As always, you know we had to pull out the goat of vegan baking, my Flora Plant Bake. And I'll tell you, this brick of butter has featured in every single one of my Veganuary baking posts.
Made with a nourishing blend of coconut, avocado, olive, and sunflower oils, Plant Bake perfectly mimics the functionality of butter in this recipe and all the others that I've tried this month. At this point, I'm the president of the Plant Bake fan club.
A few minutes later.
Let's cut into it and see how it tastes. I'm very hopeful. Okay, definitely not a soggy bottom. That's pretty good. The bottom is not soggy like I thought it was gonna be. I have the right time. I really redeemed myself from the last galette I made. Yo, that thing was horrible. Even if I had the pictures, I wouldn't want to show them because that would be traumatizing. And I thought the apples were gonna be absolute mush by the time they came out of the oven after being cooked twice. But they've still got some texture to them. It gets an 8 out of 10 from me. So long, fare thee well, pip pip cheerio. I will see you in my next Veganuary video. Bye. Yo guys, you know that feeling when you've been waiting for a package? I think it's a really bad sign when you're sweating so badly after a 5-minute dance break. But anyway, what did Tyler say? Make me sweat, make me harder. The package is from Hello Asia, my favorite online Asian grocery store. So I love that they reused like boxes that they own.
Reuse, reduce, recycle.
First up, we've got my nori sheets. There's 50 sheets in here, so we're about to have a sushi party after party after party else. Okay, then we've got my panko. I've just always felt like panko is much better than breadcrumbs when you're frying something. Then we've got my sushi rice to go with the nori. Do you catch my drift? Do you understand the vision? Then we've got my jackfruit. I'm very excited to use this. Then we got the biggest, the baddest, the infamous Shin Ramyeon. It's a 5-pack, baby. You know we finna eat good. First ramyeon I've ever seen that is 100% vegan, baby. I know that's right. Genuinely, I've saved the best for last. Wang kimchi. Get into it! And just like with the ramyeon, it's 100% vegan. I really love that Hello Asia has options like this because it's genuinely hard to find kimchi that is vegan because a lot of people use, I think it's fish oil. So this is a rare gem and Hello Asia really came through for me, honey.
On their website, you'll find a wide array of ingredients, appliances, and even anime merch that can be shipped nationwide. Their blog posts offer helpful tips and tricks on how to cook Asian cuisine. I just love how Hello Asia gives me access to the finest quality ingredients to make these dishes that I've seen on K-dramas, on anime that I see my favorite idols eating. It's the ultimate plug.
Tired of the way he treats me. Tired of the guilty feeling.
As much as I say ndifuna ukuba uNora Smith, us moeg die chomi. And that's why my lifesaver is Frozen For You. It is South Africa's premium frozen food brand selling the most delicious meals. I first heard about them through my friend's mom. Hello, Auntie Dali! As we were bonding over our love for bread pudding. Then she said to me, Pookie, you do not have to slave away in the kitchen any longer. Let me put you on. And that's when I had Frozen For You's white chocolate croissant bread pudding. From then on, I explored all their other meals and fell in love. And that's why for Veganuary Day 15, we're making vegan bolognese. The smell of this bolognese is filling the kitchen. You'd be very surprised to know that a lot of pasta is actually vegan.
One of my favorite things about Frozen For You's large catalog is that they cater for an array of different dietary requirements. This bolognese, for example, is gluten-free.
Browsing through it now, Ngati, I can already plan the dinners for the next week. And like I said earlier, they have desserts. Show me, they've got brownies, carrot cake, tiramisu, roulade. I think I'm gonna be back on this site at the end of Veganuary. That Chinese chicken chow mein is calling my name. If you'd like to get your hands on the vegan bolognese, the white chocolate bread pudding, or any of their other delicious frozen meals, you can visit one of their stores or order online and get same-day delivery. So long, fare thee well, pip pip cheerio. I will see you in my next Veganuary video. Mwah. Fun fact, the author of this recipe is actually the winner of Zumbo's Just Desserts. Hi Catherine, I'm your biggest fan. When I was either 14 or 15, I actually catered for an event in which I made like upwards of 100 churros. They were one of the first desserts that I actually learned how to master. Catherine's recipe is a really small batch, which is low-key liberating because if this flops, I can just throw it away, no guilt. I'm so used to using this Goomba savings pod. Very cutesy. It's like small batch baking is so foreign to me. 140 milliliters of water, 30 milliliters of vegetable oil, 30 grams of sugar. Once that's all dissolved, we put the flour in. I was actually supposed to do that off the heat, but anyway. This step in a normal recipe, you would then add eggs, but we're not doing that. So I'm not used to this texture at all. But guys, this is actually really snug. I'm so curious about how the final texture is gonna come out. And we're ready to rumble! Mara guys, why does it look like that? Apparently, Spanish people don't put eggs in their churros. According to Catherine Velevele, it's supposed to have a shatteringly crisp exterior. Learn my lesson. Read the entire blog post before you just jump to the recipe. Let us dip these in some chocolate. According to Rahadi Google, these are vegan. So I've got some unsweetened vanilla flavored almond milk. Because at the end of the day, I'm just a Barbie girl living in her Barbie world. We got some pink sprinkles in the building! 10 out of 10 over 10 times a billion. Nothing but bangers. I can't even imagine the fact that I doubted this recipe before.
Can I taste it alone first? That's nice.
This is dark chocolate, by the way. It's very dark.
It's very dark. Okay, but it's nice.
If anybody knows any good vegan milk chocolate brands, please plug us in the comments.
Give us an ASMR.
Yes. I think it's official. We can say Sassy Catherine came through for the girlies. Everybody say thank you, Catherine. So long, fare thee well, pip pip cheerio. I will see you for my next Veganuary video. Mwah! For Veganuary Day 22, we're fulfilling one of my lifelong dreams. Homemade sushi. I was about to complain that there's no directions here, Mara. Iti scan code for cooking instruction. But it must be equal parts rice to equal parts water.
I personally believe that peeling carrots is unnecessary. Guys, there's so many recipes of skin on potatoes, and we never died. So like, if you wash your vegetables properly, why are we peeling them? I know a girl who eats the skin on mangoes, and I thought she was crazy until I did it myself and I didn't die.
And I low-key like the taste. Because even with cucumbers, nada, we don't peel those things. So what is it with the peeling discrimination? Is the skin of a carrot not good enough for you? I'm very scared of what I'm gonna see inside of these avocados. So if I open this and it doesn't fit society's beauty standards, I need you not to judge. Daddy, please can you open for me? Period! Woo! To be honest, it's not as spicy as I thought it was gonna be, but that's okay. I can just add spice whenever I use it in a dish. Let's assemble the sushi! I know I'm a dramatic human being, but I'm low-key getting emotional right now. I'm really proud. I've been wanting to make sushi from home for years now. 10 out of 10 over 10 times a billion, trillion, million, gadrillion. So long, farewell, pip pip cheerio. I will see you in my next Veganuary video. Mwah. My fellow lactose intolerant girlies will know that eating traditional cheesecake is a one-way ticket to toilet town for the next 4 to 6 hours. So for Veganuary Day, I actually have no clue what day of Veganuary it is. Whoops. We're going to attempt making a vegan chai cheesecake. And technically, Oreos aren't vegan. Not because they contain any animal products, but because the technique used to refine the sugar in Oreos may include animal bones. That boy who goes to you in 2024, this is his face.
I don't want peace. I want problem!
I have no clue how fine these Oreos should be, but I do know that they're never gonna be finer than me.
TGIRL. You know I am that girl.
Having a springform pan makes me feel like a genuine professional pastry chef. I used to see them on Food Network when I was younger and genuinely thought that it was just an American thing. Good enough for me.
15 minutes later.
So I think it's burnt.
Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
But I'm still gonna use it because I don't have any more Oreos and I have to go to work in 2 hours. Let's get started on the cheese part of cheesecake. I've got silken tofu and my favorite ingredient of this whole recipe, chai powder. And because the girlies at Red Espresso are iconic, this chai powder is 100% vegan. Good measure, and some extra cinnamon because I'm trying really hard to mask the coconut cream taste. I think this would be a good time to tell you guys that I've never made any sort of cheesecake before. Now, this thing is very liquid, so I don't know how it's gonna sit, and I don't know how it's supposed to look in a normal cheesecake. The recipe says put it in the fridge for 4 to 6 hours, but I don't want to do that because I'm scared it's not gonna sit. So I will see you tomorrow. Au revoir, gros bisous. Good morning. Guys, it's not jiggling. Woo. Arianke game. I don't actually have very high hopes. It literally tastes like milk tart. Guys, do you see what's going on here? This is very soft. That 1000% still needs to sit. It's good. The base isn't as burnt as I thought it was. With a lot of my other Veganuary videos, I say, ooh, 10 out of 10 over 10. This is just a 5 out of 10. And I'm not mad at that, you know? So long, farewell, pip pip cheerio. I will see you in my next and final Veganuary video. Mwah. For Veganuary Day 22, we're fulfilling one of my lifelong dreams. Homemade sushi. I was about to complain that there's no directions here, Mara. Iti, scan code for cooking instruction. But it must be equal parts rice to equal parts water.
I personally believe that peeling carrots is unnecessary. Guys, there's so many recipes of skin on potatoes, and we never died. So like, if you wash your vegetables properly, why are we peeling them? I know a girl who eats the skin on mangoes, and I thought she was crazy until I did it myself and I didn't die.
And I low-key like the taste. Because even with cucumbers, nada, we don't peel those things. So what is it with the peeling discrimination? Is the skin of a carrot not good enough for you? I'm very scared of what I'm gonna see inside of these avocados. So if I open this and it doesn't fit society's beauty standards, I need you not to judge. Daddy, please can you open for me? Period! Woo! To be honest, it's not as spicy as I thought it was gonna be, but that's okay. I can just add spice whenever I use it in a dish. Let's assemble the sushi! I know I'm a dramatic human being, but I'm low-key getting emotional right now. I'm really proud. I've been wanting to make sushi from home for years now. 10 out of 10 over 10 times a billion, trillion, million, gadrillion. So long, farewell, pip pip cheerio. I will see you in my next Veganuary video. Mwah. Don't even play with me right now. But that still looks like chicken. I started my period today, so I'm craving chicken nuggets. As I'm about to go and order the chicken nuggets, I remember it's Veganuary, so I cannot have chicken nuggets. So we're gonna attempt making vegan chicken nuggets with a meat alternative that has a name very similar to a spirit that is the bane of everybody's existence. Seitan or mianjin is an ancient Chinese meat substitute believed to have originated with vegetarian Buddhist monks in the 6th century. It's made by soaking a simple flour water dough overnight, then washing away all the starch, leaving the stretchy meat-like gluten strands to be boiled in seasoned water and in this case fried into nuggies. Yo, I don't know if I did this right. Guys, this is not how it's supposed to look. I'm so confused.
2 hours later.
Good news is that my dough is starting to look like the dough of the people that I watched on the reels. Bad news is the recipe says wash your dough until the water runs clear. I've washed it 27 times now and the water is still cloudy. So I'm gonna let go and let God. Also, the dough is so much smaller now, which apparently is normal. Section this into little nuggets and then we're gonna braid it and boil. Or I was supposed to braid it and then section into nuggets. I don't know. It looks exactly like a raw cook sister. I've rolled all the babies up. Now we're gonna boil them in some vegan chicken broth. Now the concept of vegan chicken broth genuinely cracks me up because what do you mean broth, which usually has gelatin, made from a chicken, which is an animal, can be vegan? But alas, yeah it is. In the flesh. Gluten-free and vegan. Don't even play with me right now. But that still looks like chicken. 10 out of 10 over 10 times a million. It literally has the texture of chicken. It's a bit softer. So I think next time I make this, I am going to use the vital wheat gluten that people use on videos that I've seen. And yeah, guys, that's the end of Veganuary. I had a blast. I learned a few things. I smiled reading your guys' comments and all the love you've shown my videos. Thank you so much. And don't forget to follow because there's more to come. So long, fare thee well, pip pip cheerio. I will see you in my next video. Mwah!